Steven. What's the correct spelling? You might find out. And I don't know about that with Jim Jefferies.
Wow.
Well, one of the Stevens I said was with a PH, and one of them was with a V.
You could tell, yeah, I could tell the difference, you know.
What was the inspiration for that one?
I got a Stephen Colbert mug in front of me. So Jack said to me, "You got your words." That's what Jack says before each podcast, before they play the song. "You got your words?" And I just went, "Sure." And I didn't have me words. And I looked down at the first word I saw, and there I went.
Well, you've used every word in this studio already.
Yeah. You wait till next week, Colbert.
Steven, why is he always late to the show?
We're going to have to change studios soon so you can get more words.
I'm a big fan of Steven spelled with a V in it, I think.
Oh, are you?
Like Spielberg.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg. I think that's our most Australian spelling name. Steve, because if you go to Steve, it's always Steve.
Right.
You never go Steve, you go Steph after that.
Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph.
Yeah, but he's AN, isn't he? I
don't know.
I think he's AN.
Anyway.
This is riveting.
to all of our Steves listening out there, welcome. Welcome. To the ones with the PH, turn it off. We don't need your kind coming over here trying to listen to our podcast and complaining about whatever you complain about. So I have some big news. The tour's starting in 20 days. Yeah, and I had a baby. So, so the moist
tour, woo!
the baby's a lot of fun. He's not fun yet. He's got no personality to speak of. He just shits and eats, but he's very pleasant. He's a well-behaved baby. My son's extraordinarily happy to be a brother. So
how's he doing with him?
He's doing fine, but the baby came early, so his immune system. So my son has to wear a mask indoors with him. At the moment. So that seems like a bit of a fucking. I don't know. There's people back there. It's all fake. Babies take it better than anyone.
Right.
They love COVID. No, we're trying to protect lives here, people. So that's going all right. Anything happening exciting big as that in your lives this last 2 weeks?
2 weeks is your tour, not
2 weeks from now,
yeah.
2 weeks.
It starts in New York.
New York.
You probably want to promote it a little bit more is what I'm trying to get.
Okay, so there's two shows. There's the Beacon Theatre. We sold out the one on the Friday night, so I think we added one on a Thursday night.
Yep. You're there the 23rd and 24th of September.
And I believe there's about not many tickets left for the Chicago show the night after that on the 25th. Saturday. And then is there something on the Sunday?
I think Chicago's sold out.
The 26th.
Isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Chicago's close to sold out.
Oh, because my mom said her friend tried to get tickets and they were sold out. So
maybe
it is.
No.
Maybe she's
Your
just a
mum went
moron.
to one
She
of
doesn't
those
want to sit
bloody
way
readers.
back.
Yeah, she put all the good seats are sold.
Or maybe she was saying that to try to get free tickets from me.
There's single seats all over the place.
I'll sort you. Is it your mum or your mum's friend?
No, it would be my mom's friend. I've got people coming to the show.
I'm not helping your mum's friend. No. I'll help your mum out.
Oh, my mom's coming.
Oh yeah. I'll get her tickets. That's no problem. I remember my mother. Yeah, very fondly. Anyway, I remember my mother. I came back to Sydney to do some shows, and my mother wasn't a comedy connoisseur, nor were any of her friends. Very rarely did she ask for tickets, but sometimes what happens is when you got a sold out show, you don't have any tickets. People think you have tickets, and so if each show I had 10 tickets because Sydney is my home city, those tickets went very quickly to friends and family. And my mum went to me. She goes, I need 2 tickets. And I go, what? And she goes, the man who did my x-rays the other day. And she'd written some checks she couldn't fucking cash for mum, right? She goes, the man who did my x-rays the other day. And I go, why would he need 2 tickets? How would he know that you're my mother? We don't even have the same last name. How would he know to go, your son's this, can I have 2 tickets? She goes, well, I was getting x-rays and he brought it up actually. He said, I'm quite a big stand-up comedy fan. That's what he said to me. And I said, which comedian do you like? And he said Jim Jefferies. And I said then that she was just lying on the go.
That's wild.
I'm going, no, that's bullshit. You went in, you got your x-ray and you went, I want to get better soon because my son Jim Jefferies is coming back into town. That's how it went down. There's no X-ray guy who meets a 78-year-old woman
and just starts
goes,
talking about comedy.
I might start talking to her about smutty comedians.
You know the guy that says cunt a lot?
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah. So, lady, you've got a cunt. Funny you might mention that. There was no scenario. She goes, well, he did. And then I went, nah, that didn't happen. I go, just admit that you brought me up first and I sorted him out with the tickets. She goes, just give me the bloody tickets.
You're in Indianapolis that Sunday after
Indianapolis, that's
26.
right. We're there doing stuff.
And then there's a bunch of other dates. Where do they find those?
There's ones, but I don't like to go too far ahead in life. But if you want to go, there's Minneapolis, there's some gigs
Go to your
in
website.
San Diego. Go to my website. We got gigs in Arizona. We're doing the one in the round there. Someone wrote to me the other day and they said, what tickets should I buy in the round? I don't want to be looking at your ass the whole show. And I had to explain that I do spin around during the show. During the performance, I will turn and acknowledge people.
Which one's that, in Arizona?
It's in Arizona, yeah.
Okay.
And so, but I remember though, once I was dating a girl who worked for MTV when I was living in Britain. She did some VJ work and stuff like that. Anyway,
DJ?
she isn't that what they call the VJs? Video.
VJ.
I thought I said BJ work.
Yeah, she did some of that too. Anyway, so we used to get tickets to see everything, and any concert that came into town, she got tickets. So I went and saw Barry White, who incidentally his ex-wife used to live 3 doors up from me when I lived in the hills. Anyway, so I went to see Barry White, and I thought, oh, all right, this will be fucking brilliant. She gets his front row tickets, right? And Godfather of Love or whatever the fuck his name was, and he came out. This is not too soon before he died, right? He was quite sweaty, and they had like a big catwalk walkway in the middle of the room. And I thought, maybe dancers will go up and down that. I'm in the front row. So the catwalk walked all the way up to about row 20, right? Barry White came out. He was already sweating before starting the show. He was already drenched. He came out. He walked all the way to the end of the catwalk, and then he just sat in a chair for the rest of the thing. And I just looked at his fat ass from behind the whole time as he was like, my darling, no. Like this guy, the Godfather of Love, he couldn't have fucked you towards the end even slightly. You would have had to get on top, I'm telling you.
Oh, that's a different kind of love. He was like agape,
What do you mean?
Love through God. The channels the love of God. The channels. All right. Jack.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Comment world. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Nice and
Simple.
short.
Yeah.
That's from
Keep them short.
little Dave Grohl from Seattle. They sent that into us.
I think he's from Virginia.
Hope you make it.
Well, Nirvana was from Seattle.
I know, but I think he's from Virginia, Dave Grohl. They started there.
Oh no, I'm talking about little Dave Grohl.
Oh, okay.
He's like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My
bad.
His favorite rock star is, I don't know,
Big Dave Grohl.
Big Dave Grohl.
Hello, Richard.
Paul Peterson.
Little Richard, yeah, he was a good one. Yeah, I like Little
That's great.
Richard. Yeah. But he sang about loving women and stuff. He loved the women.
He did. It's very clear.
Someone said, I think this channel is even more entertaining than Pornhub.
What channel?
Our
The YouTube channel with the podcast.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good. It's demeaning people in the same way.
Someone said, this is fucking fantastic. You all gel together perfectly. We'll continue to follow all your careers. Also, weed helped me get off booze, so I completely know where Jim comes from. Also, therapy rocks.
Woo!
I wrote that just to send myself as a motivational little speech so that you all felt happy.
I can't believe 3 of us wooed at the same time. What the fuck?
Because we gel so well together.
I didn't woo.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I know when to pick a woo. Don't worry about it.
I had a dog named Woo.
So we haven't done Comment World in a while, so we have some riveting questions that have been piling up. So the first one, Kelly, what's your favorite time of day?
When I get to go to sleep. When the day is over.
That's the bit I hate the most. I hate going to sleep. That's when I get
I
upset.
like being asleep. I guess I don't like trying to go to sleep.
I don't rate sleep.
But-
People say they like sleep, but nothing, no one ever goes, someone fell awake at the car, at the wheel. You know what I mean? It's always you get robbed while you're sleeping. Nothing good happens while you're sleeping.
love
Your
it.
guard's down.
But I'm a night owl, so nighttime definitely.
Yeah, I don't like. You know what I like is when you wake up. I like lying in bed.
Oh, I love that.
That's a
part.
good part.
I love adding a little bit of sleep on.
Yeah.
Oh.
When you wake up and you think that you have to get up soon, and then you look at the clock and you're like, I still have an hour. That's the best.
Oh, I love when you wake up and then you go, oh, God, I have to start the day. And then you go, whoa, COVID, we're all still locked in our houses. That's the fucking best.
Guess I'll watch TV.
Yeah.
We posted a clip on.
I like Twilight.
Oh yeah, that was a
The
good movie.
movie.
Yeah. Kristen Stewart.
We posted a clip on your YouTube channel, your action movies bits about how we don't remake women's movies.
Yeah.
A bunch of people in the comments were going, "What special is this? I haven't seen this before. Do you need to re-promote your most recent special?"
It was on Intolerant. It came out in a very turbulent time in American history, and it wasn't, but it's a very good special. It's a very good
It's
special.
on Netflix still.
On Netflix.
As usual, there's people who are like, "Fuck, this isn't as good as the other ones." Fuck, blah, blah, blah. I think it's fucking great. It's like an Edinburgh show. It's one story, little bits added in. Oh, I'm very proud of that one.
I sent you a picture. There was an episode where you were saying floors, but it sounded like floss. So someone wrote a little limerick for you to read.
Oh God, I haven't got my glasses. Hold on.
What, you were saying floors, but it sounded like flaw.
Flaws.
Jim has a house with floors. His house has so many floors. So many levels, so many floors, so many floors, so many levels. Jim's jaw was floored when he saw the floors. Floors on the walls, floors on the ceiling, worst of all, floored floors. Jim called floors are us to fix the floored floors.
They put a lot of effort into that.
Yeah.
Huh? Did you write that, Jack?
No, Adam Brown did. Good
Okay.
work.
Good work,
It's
Adam.
the thing is, it's like the Steven thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A lot of floors.
You just figure out the context of the words around what I'm saying, and then you know what I'm on.
Yeah, but when you say floored, you can hear it.
Flawed.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Incorrect.
Forrest, people have said that you look great in glasses.
Yeah, I need them to read.
Yeah.
Well, keep wearing them. You look good.
Yeah. Just anything that covers your face, really. You should see him in a Hessian sack. Very handsome.
What is a Hessian sack?
It's like,
I know it's a sack, but
It's this. It's
I got that from the word sack.
it's the sack you'd be in that holds potatoes and stuff for a sack race. That sort of brown.
I've never seen those
It's called a
available
potato
anywhere.
sack.
Where do you get those?
You
Target?
you steal them when you're on a slide at the carnival. You take one home with it. They'd have a good supply of Hessian sacks.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Where did they get them from? Interesting.
Other carnivals.
Yeah.
There was a comment that said, "Jack is like totally hot now." Woohoo! And then another one
I
person
like how you
said,
cherry pick these.
He went from being an 8 down to a 4 with the woohoo.
and then someone said,
That guy's quite good
Thumbs up.
looking.
Thumbs up.
Woohoo!
Thumbs up to myself.
"Good work, Jack. You're doing well." And then someone said, "Is Jack being played by Hillary Swank now?" So the wind was taken out of my sails. No woo for you.
What? But she's ugly?
No, it's
I want to be manly.
She's a woman and she played a man in a movie
boxer,
where
yeah.
thing. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's tough.
yeah,
She's got
tough.
like
She kicks some
androgynous
ass.
features.
Yeah.
I'm androgynous, do you?
Yeah, you are. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember?
Remember you with long hair? Yeah.
I don't
you're
even see you as
androgynous.
a
yeah,
person.
Asexual.
That's what the comments say too. Someone said, Jim, Fraser Island.
What do you mean someone? Yeah, there you go.
Jim, Fraser Island in QLD, Australia, Queensland,
Queensland, yeah.
is basically trees growing in sand.
I know.
Mind blown.
Yeah, beautiful, man.
So that's pure nature. That's trees and sand.
Fraser Island, they call it the Whitsundays up there. Lovely. It's all fucking sand, nature and sand. Don't know what you wanted me to say from that. I'm just
Well, because the debate was always what's more nature, trees or sand, and now they're together.
all right. I'll give you. I got a life hack for you.
What?
Want to hear me life hack?
Mhm.
So I like to have cookies, and I'm the only person in my house that drinks milk. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't never pour my milk into a glass. I just drink out of the bottle because I'm the only person who drinks it.
No, I've had some at your house before, though.
Life hack.
Okay.
I
I think I've had cereal at your house before.
I have another life hack that goes along with it, right? So you have the carton, it has a little tiny pyramid bit at the top with a strip, right? And then you have the hole in the slide where you unwrap the thing. So I was always holding it with the carton bit like this, and I'd put a bit of cookie in my mouth and then I scull milk so it washes by the cookie that I have cookie flavor as it goes through. But the little cardboard bit was getting stuck on my nose. I was really kinking my head back a long way.
It's a lot of milk.
I figured out how to, well, at the bottom of the thing, it's very difficult, Kelly. Anyway, so what I figured was I turned the carton sideways and drink out of the hole, and now the flap goes to the side of my nose.
Life hack.
Fucking, I'm telling you, every time I do it, I'm just like, how many years have I wasted?
Plus, if someone's over here, they can't tell you're drinking milk because the flap's blocked.
Yeah, the flap
Ooh,
goes
that's
by
a good
my
point.
nose. What should I do is I should draw a little nose on the side of the flap. So it's a bit of fun.
On the trend of life hacks, people really like the vinyl life hacks I gave them. It's the only time I've gotten positive feedback from these.
I don't remember this.
I saw someone mailed an avocado in some water, or posted. People send me.
Luis did.
People send me regular
Luis's
posts.
family did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother put one in the fridge. It lasted 3 days. Never
Nice.
turned brown.
Wait a minute. So you're Mexican, the home of avocado, not the home of avocados, but they use avocado.
They're on the flag.
The biggest exporter.
No, but they use avocados in literally every meal, right?
Sure.
Yeah, if they could, right?
They. He's right there.
No, what is it? You know,
You people.
Is they a bad word?
No, it's a great word. This is 2021. What are you kidding me?
It's the year of they.
You can't go, they do this, they do that. I'm not saying those
He's
people
right there.
do this.
He's right there.
I prefer the formal usted. but-
Okay. All right, I'll change it. So you Mexicans.
Much better. Much better. That sounds much better.
Much more specific.
Yeah, I'm saying you Mexicans, what you get up to is you put avocado in everything, and there's never been culturally put it in the water. You've never had
No.
that? You had
No,
to
God,
learn
no.
from this fucking
Sprite. Put it in Sprite.
from this
Put
fucking
7 up in the Christmas
dumb
tree.
gringo over here fucking taught you how to put it in water.
I'm actually pretty ashamed that we're getting advice.
To be fair, you guys probably don't have leftover avocado a lot.
No, that was the first time ever.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, well, because they eat so. Go on, just say
exactly.
what
You
you
Mexicans. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
So Louise, if
There
you
it
could tell
is.
everybody in Mexico, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Get
Relay
out
the
there.
message.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have a contact down there, right?
Put them in your Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Spread it around.
Yeah, what you do is you put water at the bottom of the Christmas tree, you throw half avocados in there. You're really saving the water.
Last comment. Multiple people have said the spoon in the champagne bottle does not work.
It does work. It does. You got to use a proper spoon. You can't be putting a plastic spoon in there or something like that.
I don't remember this at all. What was it?
And when you get champagne bottles,
my
if you
grandma
take
used to
the
do
thing
that.
is you put the spoon in there and it keeps it fresh for a little bit longer.
Oh.
But does it have to be a silver spoon?
It has to be a metal spoon.
Metal.
I think it's a silver spoon. I don't know, but it does work.
I've never not had a full bottle in one sitting. Is that to keep it multiple days?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
no.
Champagne.
Unnecessary.
Champagne is to Kelly as to avocados are to Mexicans.
I actually don't really like champagne, but if we're having it, that means we're having mimosas, and those go quickly. You know,
I like champagne.
I do too.
I get a hangover while I'm drinking champagne.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sucks
That's
for you.
because That's because she wakes up to drink it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, the hangover's kicking in now. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. How do you know Kelly's awake? Pop.
Instead of cock-doodle-doo.
I went to 7-Eleven the other night and I bought some Topo Chico hard seltzers, and I was wearing all black, and the guy was like, "Oh, are you a bartender?" And I was like, "No, I'm just an alcoholic." And he's like, "No, I mean because you're wearing all black." And I was like, "Okay, never mind."
Well, that's even a weird thing. You see someone wearing all black.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, isn't
You're
that
a
pretty
bartender.
standard?
You can say what you want about that Johnny Cash, but he was a hell of a bartender.
Biggest drink slinger of the West.
All
That's all I got.
Should we read some ads?
Yeah, all right then.
Sure.
All right, people. Obviously, life is crazy right now. It's taking a toll on many people's mental health. If you find yourself struggling or just need someone to vent to, try BetterHelp. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. Under 48 hours. Could be
Could be 46.
Could be
Yeah.
46. It could be 1 hour.
Mhm.
It's not a crisis line. It's not a self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. There is a broad range of expertise available, which may not normally be available in many areas. This service is available to clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime. I try to do different emphasis. I'm trying a different thing.
Yeah, I see.
You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get a timely and thoughtful response. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. I've done that. I've had a counselor I didn't like, went to another counselor, found one that I did like. I found one eventually that said I'm a wonderful person. I've done nothing wrong.
And now you're solved.
It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily. Then try it for yourself. Visit betterhelp.com/IDK. That's better, HELP, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health and the health of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in over 50 states. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and the I Don't Know About That listeners will get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/IDK. You'd have to be crazy not to do this.
No, don't say that.
Maybe.
Oh, if you are crazy, do it as well. Either way, BetterHelp. Get yourself some help. 2 out of 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time they're 35. Not me, but other men that look like me and sound like me and have the same name if you meet me. More than 50 million men in the US suffer from male pattern baldness. The only 2 FDA-approved medications that can prevent hair loss keeps having both. And I've taken both, and I know they work. Keeps offer a simple, stress-free way to keep your hair. My favorite part is the doctor consultations are virtual, so I don't have to go anywhere, and the medications are delivered straight to my door every 3 months. You don't have to leave your home, so you just get the things here. You take the tablet, off you go. There's a bit of serum you might put on your head. Treatments start at $10 per month, and Keeps offers generic versions. Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors. I saw my results in a few months, and generally you'll see it between 4 and 6 months. So get started now. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/IDK to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/IDK and get your first month free. keeps.com/IDK.
All right, please welcome our guest, Dr. Anthony Youn.
G'day, Anthony.
Thank you so much.
Now
Thank you so much for having me on.
Now it's time to play.
Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Judging a book by its cover.
Okay,
all
Jim's
right.
going to try and guess what you're here to talk about, Dr. Youn.
All right, so you're a doctor, and I can tell you're in a doctor's office. I can't tell whether you're a GP. I think you're probably.
How do you know he's in a doctor's office?
I can just tell. You just tell he's got a book behind him.
What do you mean a book? There's lots of books.
Oh yeah, maybe he's not in a doctor's office.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of doctors on the show that are just doctors of philosophy.
I've got a question. Are you in a doctor's office?
I'm in an office in a doctor's office.
Yes.
Whoa.
See, yeah. Are you in a hospital?
I'm not in a hospital.
Oh, okay, you're not in a hospital. All right. Okay, that's good. Are you a doctor of medicine?
I am a doctor of a type of medicine. Yes.
Okay. All right. So it's a part of the human body. I've wanted to. Are you a proctologist?
Oh God, no! Thank God, no.
Did you say I've wanted to?
Well, I visited.
I've wanted to do proctology.
I visited a lot of proctologists. I had hemorrhoid surgery, and I had this one bloke who was pretty good, and then I moved to another bloke who was excellent, who just loved his work.
Yeah.
He was just shoving fingers up asses all day. He
Took
was
care
over
of
me.
your asshole.
The other bloke had come back from Vietnam, and why his finger was up my ass, he told me that he was very disappointed in Jane Fonda and how she treated all the people during the war.
Dr. Youn, you said, "Oh
Anyway.
God." You said, "Oh God, no." You wouldn't want to be a proctologist. It is a weird way to go.
No. I did do some of that in my training, and thank God that was a long time ago.
Okay, is your specialty from the waist up?
I actually do most of my surgery from the waist up. I do a little bit below the waist too.
Next question: are you a surgeon?
I am a
I mean,
surgeon.
he just gave you a great clue. He said he does most of from the waist up, but he does some below the waist too.
Right. So something to do with organs.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The whole body. He's the surgery on the whole body.
Look at the stuff in the background too. He's got.
Yeah.
Are you a skin guy?
What's a skin guy?
A dermatologist?
I'm not a dermatologist, but you're getting warmer.
I need to see a skin guy. You got a good skin guy? Skin is like, he's not a dermatologist, but I guess
He's
he
got
would deal with
something
skin.
up there that says stitches. It looks like there's a YouTube placard.
Yeah.
You do stitches?
Oh, Jesus. All right.
He's a stitch doctor.
Doctor.
He's
a
a
stitch
stitch
guy?
guy. You get the guy, the cutting guy. The cutting guy leaves, then bring in the stitch guy.
You want me to get you something that will give you a big clue?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll be a stitch, no doubt.
Oh.
Who has this in his cabinet?
you make fake ass titties and asses.
Plastic surgery.
Yeah, I love plastic surgery. I'm all for it.
Dr. Anthony Youn is known as America's holistic plastic surgeon. Dr. Anthony Youn is an internationally renowned board-certified plastic surgeon. He is recognized as a leader in his field, and he is the author of 3 best-selling books and a social media star with 5 million followers on TikTok and 2.5 million YouTube subscribers. Dr. Youn hosts the popular podcast, The Holistic Plastic Surgery Show, the most downloaded plastic surgery podcast in the country. So make sure to subscribe to that. Thanks for being here, Dr. Youn. If you can tell us a little bit more about yourself, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I'm a board certified plastic surgeon. I perform cosmetic surgery from all the way here, all the way down, but I stay away from the private areas that I do not operate on. I've got a podcast where we talk all about plastic surgery and holistic health and all of that as well.
And you make really hilarious TikTok videos. So you guys should follow him on TikTok or Instagram as well, because good stuff there.
Thank you.
What are the TikTok? I don't quite get TikTok. I understand people dance and then they jump and then the outfit changes.
That's a small percentage of TikTok.
And so I assume that he has like a woman's flat chested and then she jumps and then she's got big boobs.
That's actually a really brilliant idea.
You can have that one,
write
mate.
that down.
Yeah, you can have that for free, man.
Thank you.
I'm not going to use it.
All right. I'm going to ask Jim some questions about plastic surgery. We're going to see what he knows about it. And then Dr. Youn, after that, you're going to grade him 0 through 10, 10 being the best on his knowledge of plastic surgery. Kelly's going to grade him on confidence. I'm going to grade him on et cetera. 21 through 30, you're a plastic surgeon, if you get it that many right. Yeah. 11 through 20, paper surgeon. 0 through 10, reusable bag surgeon.
I like plastic surgeons. Big fan of plastic surgeons.
Yeah.
Want to know why I like plastic surgeons? Because it's always elective. Right? I am assuming there's some things that it's always elective. So they're never trying to screw you or going, oh, well, and your insurance and all this type of stuff. The price is the price. You can price check with other people or whatever. The price is the price. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Honest. I like the plastic surgeons.
No one has ever said plastic surgery is honest.
It's an honest business,
the
man.
business.
It's
Yeah,
honest.
okay.
It's the most honest medical bit. Dentists bullshit you all the time. They look in your mouth and they go, oh, you got a thing. You go to another dentist, you're fine.
Yeah.
No, either you got big titties or small titties. You know what's going on.
All right. What is plastic surgery, Jim?
Magical. It's the reforming the human body to a more desirable effect as requested by the client.
Okay. Do you know what the origin of it is? Like,
that would have been Korag the Flat.
Korag the caveman?
It's his wife. She was also called Korag. There was only one name back then. No,
We have Korag makes a lot of appearances on this podcast, Dr. Youn, when he doesn't know an answer.
no, what do you mean, the origins?
Yeah, like when did it start, or what was the first?
There would have been someone with a big nose who wasn't happy with it or something. But I assume it would have started with dermatology to a certain extent, with people trying to get rid of wrinkles and stuff like that. I believe like augmentations and stuff like that probably came along a lot later. I remember seeing a David Schwimmer movie called Breast Men, and that movie was very disappointing. I thought I was going to be looking at tits the whole time. It was a movie. It was a movie about the guy who invented silicone breasts, and he did it to begin with for idealistic reasons, because I believe his mother had breast cancer, and it was to give her breasts back. And I may be getting some of this wrong, but this is the movie that I remember.
Yeah, I didn't ask the question about this movie.
And then he gets, but this is when breasts were done. And then the porn stars started coming in and all that type of stuff. Then he got a huge coke habit and got really into it. So that's what I remember about that.
So it was a documentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is
actually David Schwimmer's real job?
What is the difference between Botox and filler?
Botox makes the muscles relax so they don't move. Filler fills in the cracks of your things and plumps everything out.
What is Botox? So, like, what is it?
Botox is basically a small level of poison that kills the nerves or something in certain areas of your face so that they relax and you don't make as many wrinkles.
Okay. What is the difference between cosmetic treatment and a surgical treatment?
Cosmetic is something that is just like, I want my nose smaller. I want my eyelids lifted. And what was the other one?
Surgical.
Surgical could be to get skin grafts and stuff like that to fix after a surgery, or it could be something like when ladies have to lose a breast or something like
So when
that.
you get your nose done, it's not surgery.
It's still surgery,
You said it was cosmetic.
but you're cosmetically doing it. I don't know,
That
man.
was a good answer.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a good answer. Why did nose reconstructions originally become popular?
It would have been after Jennifer Aniston did hers. You ever seen the pictures from before?
No.
No, she wasn't much to look at. And then all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom. The Jenny Ann, as I call her. I've never called her that. No, it would have gotten popular after a war and people were healing up scars and stuff like that. It would have come out of necessity and then people would have put it into the mainstream.
Okay. Here's a question. Plastic is originated from the Greek word plastikos and the Latin word plasticus, which means what?
Non-biodegradable petroleum-based form of material.
Damn.
Yeah. You got
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's what the
Aristotle
Latins.
said
That's
that.
what the Latins used to call it.
What materials were used in the original breast augmentations? And when did those happen?
That would have been cornhole bags.
Those felt good, actually.
No, okay. So the original ones. So they say saline, silicone. I think silicone was the first, and now saline is the more opted for version, because if silicone ones leak, and I may be wrong in this, it can be very bad. With the saline, can go into your body and be processed a lot easier.
Yeah, it's like the ocean. How might a plastic surgeon deal with a burn victim?
Well, politely, skin grafts are the way to go. Skin grafts, and they get grafts of skin, and they fix it like that.
Are there
And
any
bit of vitamin E?
Are there any plastic surgeries that are good for your health?
Well, if they cheer you up, that's always good for your health. But of course, there'd be things that I assume that there's people who sometimes have breathing problems with their nose, and they have a plastic surgery. It helps them breathe easier. I'm sure that look, you could argue that circumcision is one, and there's arguments that is better. And I know people are going to get angry right now that you have less chance of HIV. So there'd be various small degrees of health benefits from plastic surgery for sure. Also, there's a kid at my school with big ears. He got them fixed. You get teased less.
When was liposuction introduced?
Oh, the lipo. I had a little bit of my chin, you see. I used to have,
Yeah.
I'm honest about things like this. That's why I got a jawline now. It was a wonderful thing I did. It was probably the best thing I ever
So you've
did.
had plastic surgery?
I have, yeah.
One of the questions is if you had to get plastic surgery,
I
what would
had
you get?
my chin was I couldn't lose fat there even if I got thin, and they sucked a bit of fat out there, and then they tightened up the skin and pulled it back a little bit. I didn't get a facelift this up, but I got a little thing under my chin.
Did you get ass implants? I thought you got those.
No, but okay. My real name's Susan.
Okay. Liposuction was introduced way back.
Liposuction. What I've heard is the liposuction, the abortion machine is the same machine. They're just sucking things out, just a vacuum they suck. I might
It's
be
a
wrong.
Dyson.
I hear it's the same fucking machine.
Well,
So I reckon it
find out.
was an abortion where we put it in the wrong hole or something, and then the lady was so happy with the results.
Put it in the wrong hole.
The fat hole.
Yeah, the lady had a fat hole next to a regular hole.
Not in Texas.
I'm going to say in the 1980s that was invented.
What plastic surgery has the highest mortality rate?
I'm actually going to say liposuction because it's the most common, and that's how Kanye West's mother died.
Kanye West. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
What type of cosmetic implant being used today causes cancer?
I believe the silicon one is the one that creates cancer. And I also believe that now asses, they took over breasts for a little while as being more popular with the Kardashians and whatnot. And I believe breasts are now in the top position again, but they had a little go.
Okay, a couple more questions.
That must be uncomfortable to sit on, I always think. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's like fucking great.
What's the worst thing that can happen if you have filler injected into your smile lines?
You could paralyze your face and get like a stroke and become like the Joker and always be smiling.
Oh, he had plastic surgery?
He had some, at the beginning of the film. Remember?
right.
He's like, he take the bandages off and he had the mirror and he smashes it, Jack Nicholson. Yeah, too fucking right he did. The guy was like, I don't have the right equipment.
What was illegally injected into the butts of some women in Miami?
COVID vaccine.
We put a stop to that.
And one day, when we're all infertile, we'll look back on this time. Fuck off. What was illegally injected?
Into the butts of some women in Miami.
I'm going to say Bulldog the rapper.
Pitbull?
Pitbull.
I thought he was just making
I know
something.
he's from Miami and the women and all that type of stuff. Maybe he hasn't been Me Too. He probably should change his name to Bulldog.
Okay.
I like Bulldog. It's a cool name.
Last question. What do you call Botox injected into the ball sack and what does it do?
I call it Saturday. And it makes me get an erection. What's being injected into the ball sack?
Botox.
Botox.
What is it called when you inject Botox into the ball sack? And then what does it do?
Stiffy.
Yeah.
Stiffy.
Oh,
Stiffy sack.
Yeah. Okay. And what does it do?
What it does is it makes your sack like smooth. Like it's so fucking smooth. It takes all the wrinkles out. Like your sack can't emote anymore like it used to, where you know what I mean? But it's just like it's like a velvety, lovely, sheer leather fucking.
All right.
Wow.
That seems terrifying. But all right. Maybe it's
wait
good.
till you've had it done.
Maybe it's good. I don't know.
It stretches all the skin out. Your ball sack will reach your knees.
Yeah, I'm interested to look at it now. I want to see it. All right, Dr. Youn, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10's the best. How did Jim do in his knowledge of plastic surgery?
I'd give him maybe a 5.
Oh, yeah.
Some of
Finally,
these
someone
answers
honest.
were right, but yeah, he was quite off on some of these as well.
Yeah, surprising.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah.
I say to people all the time, listen, I'm not a doctor.
Despite the diploma.
You never said that ever to me, but okay. Kelly, how do you do in confidence?
I'm giving him a 15 on confidence.
15. That's a 20. All right.
He was really
He
confident.
was
That's
extremely confident.
Yeah. All right. Minus 9 for me.
I have felt and used a lot of plastic surgery, but I don't know how it's done. In the same way, I'm not a builder, but I go into buildings.
Exactly the same.
You're a reusable bag surgeon.
Green chef. He's the chef that's green. Green chef. I'm trying out different songs for our sponsors. He's envious because he's a chef and he wants to do something else. So he's a great, I don't know. Green chef makes it easy to eat the immune boosting foods that you need to stay healthy and feel a jam-packed end to the summer. See, this is the thing, people. Summer's at its end. Right? You want to
Yes.
keep your body good and then you want to keep your body even better in the winter because the summer bods are made in the winter. Right? So it's no time to let yourself go. Eat with Green Chefs. Green Chefs take care of meal planning, grocery shopping, and even some food prep, giving you a more tackle back to school season. More time to tackle back to school season.
I like the tackle back.
Yeah. You come and tackle back. Choose from 30 easy-to-follow recipes every week with options for keto, paleo, and plant-based diets, as well as meals to help you eat a more balanced way. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. So premium ingredients like organic veggies and high-quality proteins are given. Do you get the Green Chef?
Yes.
What did you get from the Green Chef?
I always get the keto, even though I don't do keto in the rest of my life. But at least if I did it in part of my life, I thought it would work.
Oh, no. Without Green Chef, virus would completely blow out.
But it's really good. I can't say it enough. All the different, I mean, it's really easy to prepare because everything's just in there exactly what you need. But then The only thing is I want to like figure out how to make myself, but there's like sauces you got to figure out and stuff. So I don't, and I will never do that anyway. So
That's how they keep you.
Yeah, I would never do it anyways. I'd just rather order from Green Chef and then have it.
My wife likes it because my wife's a vegan and they have options for her.
You know what I did? I invited some friends over to eat, and I took everything out of the Green Chef box and then put it in bowls like I had prepared it.
Yeah.
And then I made it, and they were like, "This is really good." I
Yeah,
go,
that's the best.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good cook.
Green Chef, fool your friends.
Okay, go to greenchef.com/I-don't-know-100 and use the code I-don't-know-100 and get $100 off, including free shipping.
What?
That's crazy. It's crazy. It's silly. They're going to go out of business. Take advantage of this while you can. That's greenchef.com/I-don't-know-100 to use the code I-don't-know-100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. The #1 meal kit for eating well. Whether you're hustling for a promotion, give me the promotion. I want a promotion. Why won't you give it to me? That would be me hustling. That's more like
Begging?
Begging.
Nagging.
Whether you're begging for a promotion, whether you're hustling for a promotion, working on your golf swing, or just chilling with friends, Cutz clothing keeps you feeling good and looking sharp. To mark 5 years of creating clothing that can be dressed up or dressed down for anything, Cutz is having a month-long anniversary celebration. Happy anniversary, Cutz. We love the Cutz here. They gave us some clothes. We wear it on the regular. Me and Jack wear it on the golf course. We show up. We're in our Cutz.
Just by coincidence.
Just
we
by
like 'em.
coincidence.
Oh yeah, the other day when we all played together.
Now, I'm not saying that Cutz did it, but it was the best round I ever played.
It's true.
I was nailing that 3-wood.
It's got to be something.
It's the Cutz.
I was playing really well too. Thank you, Cutz.
Yeah, but you always play
you're
well.
pretty good, yeah.
You're on my team for us. You're supposed to support me.
Oh yeah. I carried the team that day.
Get ready.
Last 5 holes, yes.
I like how he said you always play well, and you're like, you're supposed to support me. Like he's supposed to say your dog shit.
Yeah.
Well, he went, man.
Oh,
Mm.
sorry.
Yeah, I always
Although Jack did cheat for a little bit, he had the wrong score and it was pretty
That's right,
obvious.
yeah,
It was a vital hole.
Cheated,
Anyway, get
Cutz made me do
ready
it.
and stay ready for any occasion with clothes that combine classic styles, universally flattering fits, and the next level textile technology. GQ magazine calls the classic P-Car Pro Tri-Blend Tee the only shirt worth wearing.
Was that right?
Yeah.
Okay, good job.
Cutz hoodies feature specifically developed Hyperloop French terry fabric, a material that's temperature controlled and ageless.
Damn.
Bloody hell. Bloody technology coming at you. Or try the wrinkle-free P-Car Polo, a design that keeps you fitted in the office, the golf course, or even a hot date.
Ooh.
Or how about you take a date from your office on the golf course?
No, you're not supposed to do that.
No, but that fucking outfit, you're doing all the 3 things at once.
HR
Bloody,
will
you look
not
good.
care.
Yeah.
Cutz, yeah. Wear it to work. Be flirtatious. HR won't say anything. Cutz. Cutz is premium with a purpose. Each piece is crafted and custom engineered fabric and a comfortable fit without compromising on timeless, universally flattering style. My word's not theirs. This month marks the Cutz 5th anniversary, and they're doing it big with 2 collection drops, a product launch, and a week-long special event. Go to cutzclothing/IDK to get, it says here, 2.5% off site-wide.
Oh, that's not that good.
Wait a minute. There isn't
2.5%.
there isn't a point in there?
No.
20?
What?
Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on. I'm having an out-of-body experience here. 25% off site-wide. That's everything on the site during the anniversary sale. Oh my, I have to leave right now. That's 25% off site-wide at cutzclothing.com/IDK.
All right. Dr. Youn, what is plastic surgery? Jim said it's magical. It's reforming the human body to a more desirable effect as requested by the client.
Client.
The client, yeah.
So plastic surgery, actually, I think one of the things that Jim doesn't realize is that it's not just cosmetic surgery, but it's reconstructive surgery. So we reconstruct cleft lips and palates. We do burn surgery, breast reconstruction after cancer, all these different things. Cosmetic surgery is only a small part of it, actually.
Yeah.
Right, but isn't there an argument that that's cosmetic as well because people want to make themselves look better, even if it's
Yeah, I mean, some people will use the term cosmetic surgery or aesthetic surgery. Plastic surgery is kind of the all-encompassing term for basically all of it.
right?
And we're trained in all of it, although a lot of us, like myself, just specialize in the cosmetic part of it.
Hmm.
Okay. The origin of plastic surgery, Jim said, well, he's talked about a caveman. Someone had a big nose and wasn't happy with it.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
It started with her.
So
Yeah.
there are reports, a lot of different reports over the centuries of actual plastic surgery. And the earliest one that we really look at is a doctor out in Italy, Gaspar Tagliacosa. And there's a famous picture where somebody had their nose torn off. And back in the centuries ago, people would actually be punished for, let's say, adultery and other types of crimes by actually cutting their nose off. And they would reconstruct it by taking the arm, suturing the arm to the nose. And if you keep it sutured to the nose for about 2 weeks, then you can actually cut that skin off the arm. And it will stay growing on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
And that's some of the earliest plastic surgery.
It's like,
What the fuck?
like Tommy John surgery.
It's exactly the same.
Kind of.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Hope you're all learning things at home.
Don't say kind of, doctor. Somebody's wrong. I was just looking at Botox to the balls pictures there. All right, got distracted. All right, so what is the difference between Botox and filler? Jim said Botox makes the muscles relax so they don't move. Filler fills in the cracks and plumps it up. Botox is a small level poison that kills the nerves.
Jim was 100% correct with this answer. Botox is a neurotoxin. It relaxes muscles that create wrinkles. Filler, the way I describe it's like liquid skin. You inject it into parts of the face or other parts of the body that you want to plump up, like wrinkles, like the lips, like the cheeks. So he was completely correct with this answer.
Yeah, living off in LA. He said I'd learned nothing in this town.
Where do you get filler from? What's filler?
Filler is usually made of hyaluronic acid. This is a naturally occurring substance in our skin. It's like a moisturizer of the skin. The old fillers used to be collagen, but they only lasted a few months. Now we have hyaluronic acid fillers that can last anywhere from a year to 2 years. And you just take it off the shelf, you inject it, and people do well with it.
I had that in my knee when I had a knee problem.
You had filler?
No,
Wait,
it high.
you
I
thought
can't.
your knee
I never
was too
can. I can
wrinkly?
never
Plump
pronounce
knees.
it. The acid, the
Hyaluronic
You
acid.
should see his knees, lovely and smooth now. You wouldn't know what age it is.
No, it was like a lubricant. They said, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so they did the right thing apparently. What is the most? What as a cosmetic treatment as opposed to surgical treatment? Jim said cosmetic is just like I want my nose smaller, eyelids lifted, surgical, skin grafts, removing breasts.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we have to. There is a separation between cosmetic treatments like dermatologic treatments like Botox, filler, laser treatments, chemical peels, microneedling, and then there's surgery like breast augmentation, tummy tucks, liposuction, facelifts. And if you're going to have surgery, you want to see a real plastic surgeon. If you're interested in the other cosmetic treatments, then you can see dermatologists, facial plastic surgeons, even some family doctors will do these types of treatments.
Mm.
What does a chemical peel do? I always heard that. What is that?
Chemical peel is an acid that you put on your skin that burns your skin off.
Yeah.
And if it's a very light acid, it'll only burn the top layer of skin off and do maybe like an exfoliation. If it's a stronger acid, you can burn down to the deeper layers of skin, and that can help to kind of level out the wrinkles and smooth all the wrinkles. If you go really, really strong with it, you can burn all the skin and you've got exposed fat and full thickness burns. That you want to stay away from.
Oh, so how did someone stumble across that?
Well, we do, and part of plastic surgery is burn surgery, and there are acids, industrial strength acids that are used, and people can get that on their skin, and we treat them too. You know, it's the idea behind chemical peels cosmetically is it's a very controlled damage to the skin. But if it's uncontrolled, like let's say you go online and you go to get black market chemical peeling solution from other countries, people have caused their skin to have full thickness burns, necessitating skin grafts afterwards. So you got to be very careful when you're dealing with chemicals.
Mm.
Well, my neighbor offered to do that, so maybe not. So, why did nose reconstructions originally become popular? This is what you said, Jennifer Aniston. You said bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, so this actually was what I mentioned earlier, is that people throughout history, throughout the centuries, one of the big punishments has been getting your nose cut off. And so there have been various operations from prosthetics to, once again, suturing your arm to your nose to reconstruct it, to now we're reconstructing the nose by taking skin from the forehead, flipping it down to the nose, keeping it attached for a couple of weeks, and then eventually detaching it, called a forehead flap. And that's something that actually is used for people who have done so many drugs that their nose collapses and they need actual support of their nose. And cancer as well, we use that type of technique.
And so how do you do, like, you're taking forehead stuff off?
Yeah, it's like hanging there for a week.
It literally is a bridge of skin that goes from the forehead down to the nose. You keep that bridge attached. And then after about 2 to 3 weeks, you actually cut that bridge out and you can recreate the nose that way. But yes, it's attached for a couple of weeks. You're walking around in town, going to the store, and you've got this skin bridge from your forehead down to your nose.
Have you ever like had a day at work where you've gone, fuck that up?
That's always the fear, but and you don't want to have a doctor like that. But no, I've like any doctor who's done thousands and thousands of operations, you have close calls and stuff happens and people have anatomy that you don't expect, but that's why we do all the training that we do, so that when something happens and you go, oh my God, what am I going to do next? You have plans to take care of it. And thank God, knock on wood, I've never been in that situation where I'm just like, oh my God, what do I do? I have no idea what to do in this situation.
All right. Professional opinion. Okay. Just look at me face.
Gotta take your hat off.
If they look at you face.
Yeah, look at my face. If there's something to be done, what would you do? What would you suggest?
Maybe. You need to go closer to the camera? Do you need him closer to the camera?
Okay, Clay.
I think I can see from here.
Yeah. You can see all the deformities.
You want to see his whole body? You got to spin around, Jim. You got to spin around.
No, the body I'm happy with.
Wow,
I'm not
We
seeing
don't
a
fuck
whole
around
lot.
with perfection.
I'm not seeing a whole. I think maybe I do a little bit of Botox up through here just to kind of relax some of the frowns.
I like my 11s.
I think that's all I would really do. Yeah, to get those 11 signed. But otherwise, you don't have jowls. You don't have, loose skin. You don't have a real gaunt looking face. You don't have like a massive nose. With a huge
like a lovely nose. Yeah.
You've got a good chin. Sometimes men have real small chins and then they wear goatees to help hide the chin, the small chin. But yeah, overall, I think you're a handsome man.
All right. Now, these are the things I'd change about you.
What about me? What do I get? I need some liposuction.
All right.
I'm going to opt out of this.
I got some opinions
exercise.
on Forrest. I got things that he needs. Nose, perfect. Lovely nose. Do you implant eyebrows? He has no eyebrows.
Yeah, I don't have any eyebrows.
Yes, you can do hair transplants for eyebrows, definitely. Or there's a medication called Latisse that you can use. Yeah. But is it that you just can't see your eyebrows because you've got lighter hair?
That's what it is. I have lighter hair, and then there's like 2 scars I had from when I was a child, different things. So that.
And you can microblade up there too.
That's
another thing that's
really
real.
You got a bit of that on. Yeah, you got a bit of that.
What's microblading?
I don't know.
It's tattooing your eyebrows.
But I kind of like the clear kind of look. So, all right, other than that, perfect. What about these bags? How do you get rid of those?
Filler, right?
Get rid of bags. Yeah, I mean, if it's true bags, then you have to take them out surgically because it's fat. And the great thing with guys is we do it now through an incision on the inside of the eyelid, so there's no visible scar from it. You heal very, very quickly.
That was the one other thing I had done to my face. So when they did the lipo and they pulled the skin back a little bit under the jaw, he reckons he got some of the fat from under there and he injected them inside, got rid of the dark circles so it would lighten up underneath my eyes because I had darker bits under my eye. Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can fill. Yeah, you don't have to take your own fat, but sometimes you can use filler to fill in the dark circles under the eyes if it's hollow. Yeah. And that's real effective, definitely.
Did you see a major increase in the amount of patients you saw because of COVID? Like this would be a perfect time to get plastic surgery.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's across the country. They call it the Zoom boom for plastic surgery. There's so many people who are now looking at their face so much and they're picking out these little things. One of the things I'm seeing a lot of is people who want to get rid of double chin. And part of it, I think, is because they're so used to looking down at themselves, in a screen and seeing their neck. So many people coming in for that.
Yeah. Especially when you have the screen lower than you.
Yeah.
You're like, you're on Zoom, you're like, oh God, this is not good. Yeah. Plus you don't have to walk around with that nose bridge in front of people. So,
I had a little brace under me thing. It looked like I had my molars removed back at the turn of the century.
Yeah.
There's always a cartoon guy. I just got back from the dentist.
The word plastic from Greek plastikos, Latin plasticus, like, Jim said it meant it means non-biodegradable petroleum-based form of material.
Nailed it.
So there is this idea that when you say that you're a plastic surgeon, you have to use plastic. I actually saw a woman in the ER who had horrible facial injuries, and I introduced myself as a plastic surgeon, and I said, I'm going to use sutures. And she freaked out and said, what type of quack are you? You're supposed to use plastic. And she literally ran out the door and never came back.
Wow.
So there is this belief that we're supposed to use plastic. The term plasticos or plastic comes from plasticos, which means to mold or to shape. And it has nothing to do with the physical plastic.
It's so weird to hear that story that there's somebody that wouldn't trust doctors in this country.
I know.
But ironically, now she's walking the street collecting plastic bottles. It's come full circle. She's never been back. She wanders going, this quack.
What materials were used in the original breast augmentations? Jim said cornhole bags. Then silicone. Yeah.
Kind of. It was actually potatoes. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, wow. I was like, what?
It was actually paraffin wax was the first thing that was used. Some people have used their own skin and their own tissue for it, but wax was the first prosthetic. Not a good idea. Silicone came fairly shortly afterwards, and then saline as well.
It's dark in here. Let me light my titties. Didn't it melt like the paraffin?
Well, that's the thing is that people have tried
Your nipples
so
aren't
many
wicks.
things. It's in the past they've injected and implanted so many things into women's breasts. It's really just kind of disturbing. And so it's good that we've gotten past all of that. Thank God.
Okay. How might a plastic surgeon deal with burn victim? Jim said politely and skin grafts. I think that is.
That is true. So skin grafts. And the other thing is resuscitation. A lot of people don't realize if you have a severe burn, you lose so much water that we have to resuscitate you. And all plastic surgeons have training in burn surgery. I myself
Wow.
as well.
Are there any plastic surgeries that are good for your health? Jim said if they cheer you up, breathing problems in the nose. And
You got to think like things like liposuction. You're reducing the weight on the human body and all that type of stuff. It might not have big effects on your health, but it's got to be beneficial.
And then he
Okay.
also argued about circumcision could help. Is that plastic surgery you mentioned too? Anyway,
It feels like it is a plastic surgery, a very minor one.
Yeah, so I think you're correct on a lot of this in that there are some minor health benefits. The big thing that I would say, two big things would be women who have breast reduction surgery. A lot of women, their breasts are so incredibly large that they have back, neck, and shoulder pain.
Yeah, but it's worth it, right?
They get rashes underneath their breasts and even skin tears. And so that can be covered by insurance when their breasts are so big. And it really can help a person's health because they get more active and all of that. The other thing is eyelid surgery. Some people have so much excess skin hanging from their upper eyelids that they can't see very well. And they can't see traffic lights. They can get in car accidents because of that. And so also insurance does often pay for upper eyelid surgery to remove the excess hanging skin from the eyelids.
Do you ever have people come in? Because sometimes you always see on the TV that there'll be like some bloke who wants to look like Ken or someone who wants to look like Barbie, and they've got the fake pecs and the fake this and the thing and the cheek planting things and all that type of stuff. You know, well, we can use Michael Jackson for an example. He would come in and want his face to be completely different. Do you ever have someone come in and just bring like a picture of Brad Pitt and just go, I want this, and then you just look at him and go, I'm a surgeon, not a magician?
Yeah, it happens all the time. So Brad Pitt, you get a lot of Kim Kardashian, Nicki Minaj. It used to be a lot of Justin Bieber. Definitely you get this type of stuff. And it really is, for us, it's a red flag that maybe this person's not going to be a good surgical candidate. Right. But yeah, we do hear that all the time. The other thing they're bringing are filtered selfies. That's the thing we're seeing a lot.
Has anyone ever come in with a picture of me? Has that ever been a thing where they're like...
Yeah, it was the cops.
They're like, I want something that looks like it's about to have a comb over. And, you know, lots of blackheads on the nose. They never request that? No?
Sorry, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, after this episode comes out, it's guaranteed.
These people love to look like me. I'm not one of them.
What about if a man wanted his breast reduced? Is that covered by surgery? Asking for myself.
It is not typically, the only time it's covered by insurance is if you qualify for a female breast reduction. So if your breasts are like a triple B cup in size, then they may cover it, but not for a true gynecomastia, where most men have enlarged breasts, but not to that extent.
Okay. My back does hurt, but I don't think it's for my breasts.
Yeah.
So. When was liposuction introduced? Jim claims that it's the same machine they use for abortions.
That I can't really answer. I don't think that it is, because they don't have, like, when we buy those machines, it's not like, okay, instructions for abortion, instructions for liposuction.
Yeah, you
they're branded differently.
Yeah,
One has a different switch.
box.
I'm sure there's some similarities there. So liposuction
You just
actually
read the
was
Hoover instructions and
lipo was invented actually by a dermatologist, and they did basically suctioning of the fat with the patient awake. And I think this was back in the 80s or so. And since then, plastic surgeons have really obviously taken it upon themselves. Initially, lipo was done with the patient awake without really much anesthesia, and it caused a ton of bleeding. So now whenever we do liposuction, we inject a ton, liters of anesthetic fluid that has epinephrine in it to constrict blood vessels to prevent bleeding. But back then it was a pretty brutal operation.
what do you do with the fat? You just have jars of it in your house, or what do you do?
The fat basically is sent to as a biohazard to get rid of. My guess is that they burn it. But yeah, we always make sure you can't just pour it down the sink. We have to send it out.
You don't just give it to Carl's Jr. to see what their new star burger's going to be.
The Western Lard Burger.
Now, for most of the, like, for liposuction, because I think we had mentioned Kanye's mom, is the danger really in the anesthetic for most of these surgeries, or because I think that's what I've heard, right?
Yeah, what happened with Kanye's mom, it wasn't actually just lipo. She had, I think, a breast reduction, a tummy tuck, and lipo. I think it was upwards of 6 hours of surgery.
Oh, wow.
Now, there was a doctor who claimed that he had seen her prior to that as a consultation and recommended that she get clearance from a cardiologist. And the word is that that she never necessarily did that, and ended up having probably a heart attack after the operation. So it doesn't look like the operation was botched when they did the autopsy, but it was a complication of a heart attack afterwards. And it's possible that her body just couldn't take all of the fluid shifts and, the trauma to the body of the operation. And so really the take home for this is that, if you're going to have major cosmetic surgery, make sure you get clearance from your physician, especially if you're older and if you've got other comorbidities. I don't know about her health history, but we do know that it appeared to contribute to why she died.
So for you, like, if somebody came in and you recommended that they go see a cardiologist first, is there any, like, so you don't have to confirm that they saw that? It's just like, this is what I recommend, but you could still do the surgery?
So so all of my patients are over 40. If we're doing anything major, they have to get clearance by their physician. If they have had previous cardiac issues, and we mandate a cardiologist. And for me, I need to see it in writing that they have been seen by somebody and actually cleared. That being said, there is no requirement across the country. Like, if I wanted to take an 88-year-old with multiple stents and a history of 3 heart attacks and do a facelift on that person in my office, there's no law against it. And if the patient does okay, then I skate by and it's fine. So it really is on the patient and the surgeon to do things as safely as possible.
You don't have to tell us what, but have you ever had anything done to you?
I have.
Okay. Now, I always think this when I look at like tattoo artists, it's like you'd want to tattoo yourself, right? Do the good drawing. Like, do you just have a friend who does it, or, like how do you do that? Or do you shop around like the rest of us?
So many, many years ago, I had my jaw broken and set back, but that was when I was in high school / college. Now, the only I get facial stuff like that, but I get Botox. And starting in the quarantine, my office closed for 2.5 months, and I found this old vial of Botox. A vial of Botox cost me $600, and it was half used, and it was like a month old at the time. And I thought, what am I going to do with this? And I look around, and all my employees are at home because we're quarantined. So I ended up injecting myself with it.
That's how they made the Incredible Hulk, man. That's how they do it. You don't want to do fucking surgeries on yourself inside the thing, and then the fucking spider comes down. You're all fucked up then.
That was the first time I did it with old Botox, and I'm pretty good now doing it on myself if I want.
I found an
Like
old
you just-
vial of stuff in my house.
Different vials for different people.
Yeah, don't try that at home.
I didn't ask this about war though, but I guess war played a role in plastic surgery, or is that?
I said war, didn't I?
No, I didn't ask.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was something actually that after the Civil War, there were so many injuries, and that was one of the birthplaces of cosmetic surgery. The other thing was the Korean War. A lot. I'm Korean American, and a lot of the Asian plastic surgery was started by an American male plastic surgeon in Korea during the Korean War, performing operations on Korean brides
Called
of
Hawkeye.
the GIs that would bring them back to the U.S. So there's definitely some kind of questionable history in these
Yeah,
operations.
BJ Honeycutt just stuck around and made
Yeah.
a few bucks.
That would have been a good MASH spinoff. Yeah. What plastic surgery has the highest mortality rate? I know we were just talking about, but Jim said liposuction.
Not quite. Actually, it's BBL, Brazilian butt lift. This is taking fat. So it's lipoing fat from one part of the body and inject it into the buttocks. And one study showed that if a doctor is not well trained on how to do this appropriately, the mortality rate is about 1 in 3,000,
Holy shit.
possibly more.
Whoa.
So this is a big deal in plastic surgery. If you're going to have somebody inject fat into your butt, you don't want them to be dabbling in your butt. You want them to be doing this all the time and to know how to do this operation well.
I don't like anyone dabbling in me, but and also Brazilian butt. So listeners at home, don't do it in the back streets of Brazil.
Yeah. Well, because that's a really popular surgery these days, right? Because that gives you the Nicki Minaj Kardashian shape. Oh man, 1 in 3,000.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
don't-
1 in
I-
3,000.
Holy
A lot of
shit.
deaths in actually in Florida. You see a lot of these come around, and so there's new techniques now that are much safer. And so if you've got a good board certified plastic surgeon doing it, then the death rate is much lower, probably closer to about 1 in 15,000, which is still not great. But if you've got somebody who's dabbling in this operation, they're not really know what they're doing, then now you're down to 1 in 3,000 and possibly worse than that.
But if you're gonna die, you want to be really hot when you do. So it's worth it.
Yeah, but I
Will you
don't
care?
I mean, it's a generational thing. I don't understand the massive asses.
Yeah.
My generation, women didn't like having fat asses. They would. If you said you have a fat ass, they'd be upset with you.
Well, that's what's interesting is because these trends are so cyclical. So body styles go, they go in and out of trend. And so you've now changed the shape of your body permanently. And,
I think
Twiggy could be the next thing that's
whenever
popular.
I've had sex with a woman with a massive ass, I can't get in there. I'm no bloody. I mustn't have a big enough dick for this generation because I'm not talking about getting in her ass.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your doggy style. My dick's not getting right away in. The bum's too big. I'm no good with it. Now, Jack, you're a younger person.
Yeah.
Do you like big-assed women?
Not like the Kardashian big.
How big an ass do you like? Okay, so
I'll know when I see it. I'm not sure. on
right. So
Measurements.
So what was your mother's ass like? Was that a nice looking?
Zero comment. Mom, turn it off.
She listens to the podcast. Hello, Mrs. Hackett. We're having a bit of fun.
What type of cosmetic implant being used today causes cancer? Jim said silicone.
Close. It's actually a type of breast implant that has a textured surface. So implants can come in a smooth surface like the one I showed you here, or a textured sandpapery surface. And over the last several years, we've determined that those sandpapery textured surface implants do have a risk of a rare type of cancer called ALCL.
All right,
And a handful of people even died from it.
I'm going to pull you up for a second. As I've said, I'm not a doctor. But never make an implant with a sandpaper surface. Just moving forward, try to keep sandpaper out of your daily routine.
Yeah. You talking to people that are listening?
To the doctor, don't put
Yeah, I don't understand the
sandpaper.
sandpaper. Is it to get a better grip? Like what's
Yeah, it's not true sandpaper,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's a rough surface. Yeah. And it's made actually mostly for women who've had breast cancer and the breast tissue is removed. That sandpapery, that textured surface is meant to kind of stick to the tissues
Oh.
and to not move, which can help if you have no breast tissue. But if you've got a woman who's suffering from breast cancer and is healed from it, and now they get a second type of cancer due to the actual reconstruction, that's not good at all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a good surface you should use. Dolphin skin. Bloody smooth as all. Fuck that stuff, mate. If you want to put some dolphin skin implants in someone, they'll appreciate that. You heard it here first.
You gotta kill the dolphins first.
No, you just find one that's beached. You don't
Still
kill.
alive.
No, it's the one that's dead.
So it's a decomposing dolphin.
Yeah.
No, you get
Dead
it
dolphin
quick.
skin.
You get it
Fresh.
perfect. Do you know how many titties you can get out of one dolphin forest?
No, how many?
12.
Wow.
13, but that one girl has to wait for another dolphin to die.
I've got an opinion question for you, actually. I wanted to know how you feel. Like, so, Instagram right now, there's so many influencers who are getting work done, but then not being honest about it. And a lot of times it's like, oh, I tried Slim Tea and I hit puberty at 35. So as a plastic surgeon, what do you feel like is the responsibility of somebody who's out there?
Oh,
Like-
they're liars, those
Yeah,
people.
they're-
They're liars.
Like, I'm
So-
sure when you're on Instagram, you see
Yeah.
people who claim they've had nothing done and you're like, bullshit. Like, does that piss
I
you
think-
off?
Yeah, I think there's a difference between not disclosing, which is your private health
Yeah.
information, and lying, and saying that you've not had. I mean, just if you've had work done, then just say that you don't want to say.
Right.
Because the problem is it gives this unrealistic expectation for especially young women in our society that, oh, you need to look this great. Otherwise, and it's all natural when it really isn't.
Right.
So I think they're doing a disservice. I understand if you don't want to tell people that you've had 3 breast implant surgeries, that's your business.
Yeah.
But don't lie about it and say that you're natural when you're not, because now you're doing a disservice for those people who are looking at themselves and say, geez, why don't I look as good as her? What's wrong with me?
Right.
And the answer is there's nothing wrong with you. That person is lying.
So Michael Jackson claimed he only had 2 plastic surgeries. Was that accurate?
So I used to work with somebody who told me, and this is all hearsay, that she worked in the office of the plastic surgeon who did surgery on Michael, and that every couple months they would show up in the morning and he would be in the corner in a roped off area getting some type of procedure done. And then every several months, a check from MJP, Michael Jackson Productions, would show up in their mailbox. So that's hearsay. I don't know how much of it's true, but that's my
Well,
understanding.
you don't know how much of it's true. I'll tell you this right now. He had a lot of plastic surgery. He didn't stop at 1 or 2 things. He goes, I just had my nose done so I could hit higher notes. Yeah, and your big bloody dimpled chin, and you think, get the fuck out of here, Michael.
He might have had dolphin skin.
He was,
Oh,
he was
You get it for
dolphin
dolphin
skin.
skin.
Yeah, he was dolphin. I'll tell you what about, though, his plastic surgery. People used to mock him all the time. He couldn't tell what age he was
Yeah.
Fair.
or what species.
Or if he was alive.
Dolphin.
What is the worst thing that can happen if you have filler injected into your smile lines? Jim said you could paralyze your face and have a stroke and become the Joker.
Yeah.
So not quite. That's more like Botox if you get black market Botox. With filler, like I mentioned before, it's kind of like liquid skin. Worst case scenario, if you inject filler into your smile lines and it gets into a certain type of blood vessel, you could go blind from it. And people have actually gone blind from getting filler injected into their smile lines and into their nose.
But then they wouldn't
into
be
their
able to see how
forehead.
fabulous they look after the surgery. That's the
that's a
real
bummer.
shame.
Yep. And it's the techniques to try to reverse that just don't work. What you have to try to do is inject a melting substance behind the eyeball to try to melt that filler away. And the chance of you getting it melted is very, very small.
Here's one for you. Have you ever had a blind person come in for like a facelift or something? Like, do they not care because they don't look in the mirror? I would
have
see
not.
that the same as like a deaf person buying a great stereo.
Yeah.
No, you never had a blind person come in?
I have not. I've had no blind patients come in.
So
to see
here
me.
this is the thing we're going to do on the show, a little contest for you. If you're blind and you want something done, come into our office and we'll judge you and we'll pay for the surgery.
I already have somebody in mind who's a listener.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got a blind?
got a guy.
Blind John.
Blind John.
Yeah, he's the best.
Who's
Yeah,
Blind John?
but what's wrong with his looks?
Nothing.
You're going to have to judge him when he comes in.
I knew a blind guy in Britain and his girlfriend was stunning. And I always used to think, what a fucking waste, man. What a waste. Like, I'm serious. Like, if anyone should just go for a good personality and a nice set of boobs is a blind guy, but he went for looks. And I was like, you took one off the market, you prick.
Selfish.
What was illegally injected into the butts of some women in Miami? Jim said COVID vaccine and then Bulldog the rapper.
Pitbull. I meant Pitbull.
Bulldog
like
the
Bulldog.
rapper. is so
Bulldog.
Why would you
much
say
better.
the rapper? Anyways, you don't have to say Pitbull the rapper. It's like
I don't know much about Pitbull. Does he rap? He seems to do some dance
he rap?
songs.
Yeah,
raps. Yeah, he
I wouldn't
sings.
really call him a rapper.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him a rapper.
He's an
either.
entertainer.
He's
Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, he's Mr. White. He's everything. All
I can't
encompassing.
Mr. Trio Fi.
I wouldn't be able to hum a single Pitbull song.
Yeah, you know some. You,
You
just
know-
know him by
you
accident.
definitely know
You know him
them.
by accident. Yeah, this is
Okay.
ubiquitous.
I'm yelling timber.
You're young and timber.
No, never mind.
You got to
Move on.
sing the song, Jack.
I don't know if we're allowed to sing the song.
Oh yeah, true.
You'll be fine.
So what was
I'm
it?
young and timber.
Bulldog.
What was illegally injected into the butts of some women in Miami, Dr. Ian?
So what was illegally injected is Fix-A-Flat. Yes, there was a person arrested who was injecting Fix-A-Flat and cement into women's butts in hotel rooms. And somebody actually died from it. So do not have somebody inject stuff into your butt in hotel rooms, especially if you're in Miami.
I love
note.
I love how you were surprised at the end of it. There was a guy in hotel rooms in Miami putting concrete in women's asses, and some of them died.
I thought all of them would die, honestly. The
Yeah,
Fix-A-Flat can't.
She didn't go initially. She went for a swim.
Just so good.
So how do they have to like cut open the butt and then get that out of there? Or?
Yeah, the only option is to actually try to cut it out. But now you're talking about major deformities. That's the problem. And so you hope that it just sits there and you don't have to mess with it.
Why would they use cement? Surely I can think of about 10 other things that would do a better job. Surely they thought, I might get caught about this one day. One day they might figure me out. Why did he use cement? It's like whenever drugs are
10 better things you'd
when
use.
drugs are cut up, right? And they always say this in the news. They go, and it's filled with rat poison. And you're like, that's more expensive than getting crushed up Paranol. What are you talking about? I'll put baby laxative in. Why would the cunt use cement? Good question.
I would have to assume that person's a sociopath. That's the only reason why, because
Well,
you
I'll
think
tell
that
you why I used it. Those women didn't like me and I didn't like them.
I don't even
because you
know.
got to mix that cement, it comes as a powder. So it just seems like a lot of work for something that makes absolutely no sense. So I would just have to argue that person's got to be a sociopath.
Would they inject through like I'm trying to figure out the
just-
injection
he has-
process,
he
like
has
through
a
a
spinning
chunky
thing.
syringe.
Yeah, but was the guy from a
Big
time
needle.
machine and he used to live with Fred Flintstone?
Oh,
Because they were doing everything with rocks over there. They were
Yeah.
obsessed.
Back
Mhm.
then, yeah. Good point. What do you call Botox injected into the ball sack, and what does it do? Jim said Saturday, also stiffy sack, and it makes your sack smooth.
Stiffy sack.
Your sack can't emote anymore.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
my favorite part.
So he's partially correct here. The correct term is scrotox. And
Scrotox.
you
Funny,
have,
Jim.
and Botox is injected into the scrotum to smooth out the ball sack. And for some reason, some guys like it. The problem with it is, and why I think it really doesn't make any sense, is when your ball sack hangs lower, it can make your penis look smaller.
Well, then I should get this done then, because my penis has been unmanageably big.
Wait,
So
Oh,
big
yeah.
that he can't reach when girls have big asses.
I often look. They're really big though now. The asses are really
They're
big.
so big.
But I
can't get in
always
there.
look at my dick and I think, yeah, God, these balls, they should be bigger to counteract the size of this.
yeah, there's
Scrotox.
a lot of stuff online, and it just shows like peaches and fruits and apples. Like this is what your balls are gonna look like.
Why? But like, I've never had a woman look at my scrotum and gone, too wrinkly. Like,
Not
why
yet.
would you want a smooth scrotum?
I don't know, because you.
For shaving, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's
for
a real good
shaving.
point.
Yeah, you get the
alright.
Botox to shave your balls, and then
Oh yeah, lovely. You get the man thing,
Manscaper.
Manscaper. They don't advertise with us anymore, but I'm still a big fan.
You guys make good products.
Still try to put the code in.
the code for our show.
Yeah,
I don't think they've advertised for a while. Yeah,
yeah, the code would still work.
yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, that's it. So this is a point on our show called Dinner Party Facts. We ask our guest to give us some sort of fact or interesting tidbit about the subject that they can impress people with, like at a dinner party or a bar, or something like that.
So several years ago, there was a doctor who performed liposuction out in Beverly Hills. And supposedly he would take his patient's fat, purify it, and use it as biofuel to power his car and his wife's car. They both had SUVs. Well, the police found out about this and they raided his office. The FBI supposedly raided his office and he fled to South America and has never been seen again.
Oh, man. And since then, the Tesla's been invented.
I know. Yeah.
That would really screw him up. But also, no one else was using it. Who gives a fuck? It's better for the environment, I'm sure. I don't see a problem with
I
that.
mean, imagine that we could solve the whole oil crisis in this country.
Just with a
Just from Beverly Hills.
With one Kardashian ass, I could light a house for years.
Yeah. Plus, just the fact to be able to have the intelligence to take human body fat and convert it into a fuel.
That's what I'm impressed
and
by.
like, we're going to arrest them. Like, maybe talk to them first, get some information. I don't know.
Well, the problem is that you got exhaust coming out of that, and and viruses may not die during that process. And so if you're standing there and there's human smoke exhaust coming out, is that something that could be dangerous?
That's how COVID started.
I don't know.
The viruses don't cook off.
When we actually burn off genital warts, the idea is that we have to have really powerful suction, because some of those viruses in those genital warts, if you're burning them off and you breathe it into your nose and into your lungs, you can actually grow genital warts in the back of your throat.
Oh no!
And so these viruses, some of them can actually stick
in the back of
around.
my throat. Then
Why do you have genital warts in the back of your throat?
I've frozen off enough of those to fucking. I have one of those old Subway punch cards. The next one's free
For genital warts?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I think I had some of those in college. They just burn them off, though.
Yeah, no, they just freeze them off.
They do. They use the thing that you clean out your keyboard on your computer, and they turn it upside down. Freeze it up. That's what they did at my student union. All right. Thank you very much for being here, Dr. Anthony Youn. One more time, the podcast is called The Holistic Plastic Surgery Show. Subscribe to that and listen to that, and also subscribe to Dr. Anthony Youn's TikTok. I don't know what the handle is for that, but if you want to tell everybody.
Tony Youn MD, pretty much Tony Youn MD everywhere on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and everywhere else.
Just one last question: who gets the most plastic surgery? What demographic? Like, is it white females, age between blah 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 blah? Who's the main demo?
In general, it's a lot of moms. So we do a lot of surgery to kind of get moms their body back after having children. And that's really the most common
I don't
thing.
understand, because they don't need to be attractive anymore. They have a husband and they have kids. What are they fighting for?
I don't know that I'm the one to answer that. Maybe we should have a mom answer this one for you.
Yeah, if my wife listens to this, I'm in a bit of trouble right now.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on the show, Doctor. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you're ever at a party and someone comes up to you and goes, "Do you know that Michael Jackson only had 2 plastic surgeries?" Go, "Well, I don't know about that," and moonwalk away.